I'm Jeremy Grove, founder of Media Data Fusion. On this channel, I share how I use technology, AI, automation, and the right tools to solve real problems in business and development, and how you can apply the same systems in your own work. So I've been a heavy Claude Code user for quite some time. Really since they've come out with it. It's been a really powerful tool. I love the planning mode, the sub agents, all the customizations that I can do. But I don't know about the rest of everybody else, but for myself, I've witnessed it in the last 2 months go really downhill, and specifically around the last 2 weeks. And you'll see that there's a lot of people from the Reddit community, including a lot that I'm a part of, citing the same things. Just simple commands that Claude Code is not, it's not executing. Simple things, especially when you get on larger code bases. Now, I think things will change. I think my personal opinion is I think they tried to do some type of update and it got away from them. It does seem coincidental that this was right along the same time that they tried to change the rate limits. Let's see. Yeah, this is where they report the bugs. So it does seem somewhat of a little bit of coincidence that at the same time that they reported these bugs is the same time that their new rate limit was supposed to kick in, where they started to implement the week, because it was just 5-hour rate limit. Even though I never hit the limits, and I'm on it pretty heavy. I'm on the $200 max plan, but I'm going to suspect that it's possible that they were trying to optimize it and they made some type of error. So it's not been good. Quite a few bad reports from different people. But one thing I've always loved about Claude Code that some of the other models did not provide was the plan mode. It really had a really good plan mode, and the way that you could set up sub agencies and really fine tune your prompts. Because me, I'm an experienced developer. I've been in computer science for quite some time, over 2 decades. So I really understand engineering and how to set up things and fine tune them. And Claude Code provided me with that. But for some reason, in the last 2 months, that has ceased. Something is wrong, and in the last 2 weeks, it's completely broken. And I mean simple things it will not execute. I mean, it's basically, for me, I could almost code it by hand myself. And any real serious engineer in today's times knows that if you're not going to be using AI, you might as well give it up, because basically AI is not replacing developers yet, and then they probably will at some point. But right now, like myself, I feel like I can be like a team of 20 people if you really know what you're doing. Yeah. Here's another thread of things. But this is what prompted me to use Codex. So I've heard some good things about it. I heard some other YouTubers and people talking about it. I was optimistic if it was any good, and I've also given Gemini CLI given a shot. It's okay, but I do expect Gemini to come on soon. But myself, I'm not locked into one tool because I use Cursor, and that Cursor, that's one of the good things about Cursor, is it's a universal platform. And you can plug anything in it, because when you're locked into one provider, such as Anthropic, when they're down because they've had a lot of problems with the overusage, then you're in trouble. But I think that GPT-5 Codex is optimized for their platform. The nice thing about here, if you want to use it through the IDE, you can literally, boom, you can click this and it'll open up the installation inside of Cursor, or you can use the CLI, whichever you want to use. I was pleasantly surprised with GPT-5. I've heard other people talking about, GPT-5 doesn't have plan mode. Um, it does. It has a whole lot of things that I think you really just need to get in there. It works differently. It doesn't work the same as Claude Code. It's actually, for me, I think it's more advanced. I mean, so far. I mean, I'm still testing it, but I've had very, very good results, and I'm working on large code bases. So I've actually been quite impressed. So one of the main points that we used in Claude Code was the Claude.md file. So you have a main Claude MD file, and then you can have sub-Claude MD files in various components and substructures, and you can chain them all together to manage your context, because Claude Code has a relatively small context window of 200,000 tokens. And once you hit 50% of that 200,000 tokens of Claude Code, you're going to hit context rot. So that was one of the things that was very difficult to manage in Claude Code. And apparently GPT-5 Codex, I believe, is 400,000 tokens. I have yet to confirm that, and it may be higher. And I think if you use it through Cursor, you may even be able to get up to 1 million tokens. But they also have their structure, kind of like the Claude.md files. They got the agents MD file. So one thing that a lot of people are like, okay, well, I've already got my Claude Code set up. How am I going to, is this going to take me a long time to restructure it? Not at all. 5 to 10 minutes. I'm able to go in to take a code base that's already set up for Claude Code. And I'm talking about code bases with sub-agents, custom commands, all this. You will basically just give your, get a prompt for ChatGPT, Codex 5, to you'll index your Claude MD files. You'll tell it all these files contain the structure for the Claude Code, and it's optimized for that. And you will give it an instruction to optimize the agents MD file off of the Claude MD files and all of its sub MD files. And it also needs to investigate the README as well. And it will go through there and index that. So I like to give it a little extra context. And it actually does a very, very good job. And you'll see, so there is a difference between the GPT and the GPT-5 Codex. So Codex is a different model than the GPT-5. And this actually just became available in Cursor as well. But it doesn't specify if you can do high, medium, or low, which inside of Codex you can. So I'm going to be playing back and forth with all the models. And of course, when Anthropic comes back, we'll give them a shot. But I did cancel my Claude Code $2 max plan, and I went directly over to the Codex $200 plan. For me, value for money, it's you can't beat it. And then I'll supplement with Cursor. But so far, it's been pretty nice, and easy to set up. So what I did to test this, I set up a little code base here just to show you how quickly that GPT-5 Codex, so I've got this installed here through the IDE. So this is not the CLI interface. This is the extension with Codex, and I've also got Claude Code that I can put in here as well. But I did already initialize this one. This was just like a test file that I actually downloaded off of the Google AI Studio. It's a nice little application here. It basically is using a Nano Banana. The Gemini 2.5 Flash is really a phenomenal model that does various types of image manipulation. So I put this in there for testing purposes. And it's really, really nice. And so I've already indexed this one. So I've already got a Claude MD file. Okay, I already did the init, and just to give you an idea on how we could run this thing, I'm going to show you a little bit about my workflow. I'll probably make another video about this on my workflow. So one thing I've used ChatGPT for not a lot of coding. This is actually my first really using it for much of coding. In the previous Claude Code was way better than ChatGPT. For me, it could never code until now. But one thing I do use ChatGPT for is my assistant. So what I'll do, I will set up a project and give it instructions to every project and it will be like my assistant, because I like to prompt them in Markdown. So I will speak to it all. So basically, I'm on a Mac, so I can just take this on my phone, and basically I will have it take my speech, format that into a Markdown prompt, and optimize it. I want you to make this prompt to create the agents.md file, and it's supposed to create this based off the context of the claude.md file and the readme and the rest of the context. This prompt is to be in Markdown, as we always do, and we need this to be in Markdown. So we will do that like that. And I will also prompt this thing just like I do in in Claude Code. These keywords actually still work. I think GPT Codex copied a little bit of that. All right, so let's see how long this takes to get this initialized. So it's not going, so it follows good instructions. It's got the do's, the don'ts. It's very important when you're prompting these agents. What I have noticed is that the GPT-5 Codex really does a good job following it. Okay, well let's see if, okay, Claude, okay, good. Let's get in that file. Now it's give me a plan. Here's what's proposed plan for generating the agents. Okay. Good. And we'll tell it execute with care. Don't mind the typos. But yeah, it doesn't take long to get your code base optimized for Codex. Actually, I think Gemini CLI is even easier. Gemini CLI is even closer to Claude Code, but the 2.5 Pro model is just not there yet. But I know Google's is definitely working hard. You've seen how they've caught up really fast in image generation and video generation, and like, I don't know if everybody else is using the Google AI Studio, but I mean, they've got tools coming out left and right. So I do expect them to catch up, and they have a lot of training data, so I'm sure that they will catch up. So it's creating our, you can see it over here, it's creating our MD file. Agents balance, Codex is primary manual, good. Use existing context. These are these typos. Whenever you're saying Claude to these things, it always thinks Cloud. They really should change that name. It's been quite annoying. So there's our MD file. Our agent MD file. And depending on how, it does a good job. And depending on how large your code base is, I have a much larger, this is an application I've been working on for some time that I'm getting ready to launch here and add to some of my other suite of products. I initialized that thing within 15 minutes, and it really did a good job. And this thing had sub agents and all types of sub Claude MD folders. Yeah. So it's done a good job. So just like that. So it's just that simple to get Codex in. And you know, and if we go back over here to the browser, literally, if you are on, if you are on this, you can literally, is it one of this one? Yeah, you can go here to the Codex page, and you can on the Get Started, and you can open it in VS Code, Cursor, Windsurf. Oh, and this is another thing that's really nice. I haven't used it yet, but apparently you can run this from the web. So you can be working on this thing on one machine, and it'll connect on the web, and I believe it'll push to your GitHub repo. So I think that should be pretty impressive. Yeah. But yeah, I've canceled my Claude Code subscription. I'm going to use this one for at least a month, and I will supplement with Cursor, with my Cursor plan. We'll see if Anthropic comes back. And yeah, I'll put together probably another video to show this little project here. This is a little project just to demonstrate. I'll actually show you what it is. And so this is actually a neat little project, and I'll do some tests, and I'm going to demonstrate Claude Code, Codex, and how I'm going to mess with this application. So this is off of a little repo. It's using NanoMobano. It's actually a neat little application. You can upload an image. Okay, so we got that image there. They got different prompts that you can, like presets, spin the scene, 360, tell a story. Let's do that one. Then you hit the NanoMobano, and it's going to remix it. And this thing actually works really well. But I was going to perform some tests to change this because this is an open source code, and we could modify this and give it's got a very basic UI. We could tweak this UI out. I could do a lot of things with it, and probably do a head-to-head comparison. But for me, I've already tested it on my own applications that I'm already doing, and for me, Codex 5 is blowing it away. But yeah, we'll test this in the future. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful to some of you, and we'll see you in the next one.